Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the live, you guys. Thanks for joining today. I am so glad to see all of you guys. I am so glad. Hey, Symmetry. Hey, Miss Nettie. Hey, Miss AKA. She may be in here, she may not. But thank you guys for joining the live. We got just something serious I wanted to talk about today. Um, I noticed that in the last few weeks, when things been going on in the social media streets, preferably over here on YouTube, regarding queens, right? Just notice some things going on. And I thought it would be nice to actually get an opportunity to just talk about what it is to be a queen. I think it's something that ladies primarily should discuss. I think that it's something that we should know what a queen is, what a role is in life, symbolically, um, and other things. I mean, what actually do we consider as a queen? So I think that is something that we're going to talk about today. Um, and I think that oftentimes when we think about a queen, we think about a chess game, right? So I have the chess piece there. We're going to talk about um, what a queen's role is in chess. And then we're going to talk about what a queen's role is in life among her children, her husband, her spouse, her partner, whatever that may look like in anyone's life. We're going to discuss that. Please like, share, and subscribe that part. Hey, Nettie, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you, Symmetry. I am so glad to have you guys here. Fair use disclaimer: some material in this video is used under U.S. copyright fair use section 107 for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and education. We're going to talk about some education. We're going to do some commentary, some criticism, and some education. I'm not sure if I'll be using anything that is copyrighted, but I always want to put down my copyright information. I don't know why that popped back up. Give me 1 second. We'll grab a banner. All views expressed in this live are alleged. They're in my opinion, and they're only for entertainment purposes. Tonight, we're going to be a little more serious than just entertaining. I think sometimes we need to discuss things on a different level and be serious about it. I think a lot of times we joke about stuff that we really, really should be taking seriously. And of course, I'm going to use the fair use ticker to roll around. Let me grab me an alleged banner just in case I scream out alleged a couple of times and need to be able to throw it on the screen just so we can use it. Okay, it's there. All right. So let's talk about who can be a queen. What is a queen? A queen can be anyone who chooses courage, wisdom, self-respect. Hey, living for me, thanks for joining. Who chooses wisdom, self-respect, not someone just born into royalty. So I know a lot of times we think of queen, you think of a chess piece, or you think about Queen Elizabeth or Queen Victoria, because those are things that we've seen with our own two eyes. We've seen them. We've seen the Queen of England. We've seen, hey, Nettie, I've already spoke to you once, but thanks for coming back in there. I know y'all had probably left. Thanks for coming back. A lot of times we think of the Queen of England, the Queen, which would be, of the UK, Great Britain, which would be, Queen would have been Queen Victoria or Queen Elizabeth. Both are deceased now. They are reigned. The monarch is reigned by a man, which is Queen Elizabeth's husband. Son. I'm sorry, her son. So a lot of times those are things that we think about, but a queen isn't always someone who's born into royalty. Sometimes a queen is just someone who possesses those qualities: the courage, the wisdom, the self-respect. Those are the qualities and the attributes of a queen. So let's think of a couple of ways that we can define what a queen is. A woman who leads herself first. That's what a queen is. Someone who knows her worth. She doesn't beg for a seat at the table. She knows she deserves a seat and she just goes and takes her seat. Those are things that actually a queen is. A person who moves with purpose, not approval. Those are qualities of a queen. One who stands firm even when standing alone. That's a quality of a queen. A mind that rules fear instead of being ruled by it. Those are attributes of a queen. Now we understand that everybody can't be a queen. That's a fact. All of us can't be a queen. There's gonna have, because even in life, there's gonna be the rich, there's gonna be the poor. The Bible tells you that the poor you'll have with you always. So we know there's always gonna be those who have to be of servitude, and then we know there are those who actually are the ones who are the mindset, the thought, the brain behind a lot of what goes on. But you have to clearly understand what your role is in life. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm a queen," and just jump out there and take the role of a queen when you don't possess any of the attributes of a queen. There you go, baby girl. Everyone cannot lead. Thank you, Queen Script, for even joining the live. I appreciate that. Everyone cannot lead. That I mean, without me beating around any more bushes, that's it. That's it. Everyone is not meant to lead, right? So everyone has to know their place in life. You cannot be a queen if you don't possess the qualities of a queen: the courage, the wisdom, the self-respect. If you out here disrespecting others, disrespecting yourself, you don't possess the qualities of a queen. I didn't write the story. This is biblical things that I'm actually using right now. A queen's energy isn't inherited, it's earned. And you would know a queen by the way people treat queens. That is why they are hated on. The title, hence the title of my live today. It says they don't hate you, they envy the queen in you. And that's what I find. I find a lot of times when people are running their mouths talking about people who have those leadership qualities, it's because they don't possess those qualities, and therefore they just envy it. And a lot of times it's because they don't know their role. If everyone acted in their own role, how much better life would be, whatever that role would be. But we know everybody cannot be the queen. There could only be one queen. My mom used to have a saying: there could only be one queen in the house, there could only be one king in the house. And then she went on to say there could only be one hen in the hen house at a time. Two hens in the hen house gonna start fighting. So I really believe, hey, that's me, AD. Thanks for joining. Hey, Pretty Riri Speaks. Thanks for joining. Hey, Blessed by God 169. I am so happy to see you guys in here today. And I'm just talking about a queen, what a queen is, what her attributes are, what defines a queen versus someone being envious of a queen. Because I think a lot of people, again, don't know their role, and that they're not actually. Hey, Queen Script, girl, I love the fact that you jump right in, because I always love your wisdom. I appreciate your wisdom. I think I put the link somewhere down. Let me see if this is it. Yeah, in case anybody wants to come up throughout this live. I'm not going to be on here for a very long time, but I do want to get this out. I want to talk about this, and I want to expound on it later on throughout the end of this year. I want us to talk about, yes, please hit the like button. I want us to talk about what a queen is and what envy is. We're not going to really hit on envy tonight. We're going to primarily stay on the queen, what her role is, what our role is. It's, well, not so much what our role is, but later on I'm going to expound on what the role of different pieces of the chess piece is. Y'all, please hit the like button. I know we have some onlookers in here, because baby, it's one chick on here. She can tell me everything I post. In fact, girl, I got my own welcome message for you tonight. Here you go.
Welcome to the live Gummy Bear. Everyone give Gummy a round of applause.
Y'all give Gummy a round of applause. Thanks for joining the live, Gummy Bear, honey. Have a seat. Have a seat, but please like the live. We're going to move on. The queen is the things that she has discipline, she has boundaries, and she exhibits grace under pressure. So if you have no discipline and you just say whatever and you just do whatever and you're just out here going all willy-nilly all the time, you never ever live by discipline. You never have boundaries. You don't know when to shut up, you don't know when to stop, you don't know when to go forward, you don't know when to back up. You just out here, you're not, that does not the attributes that a queen possesses, period. Queens also have a lot of grace under pressure. A lot of grace under pressure. They're able to move around under pressure. Okay, here we got somebody want to come to the stage with me. Hello, beautiful.
Baby, I'm so sorry. I was over there in Butterfly's Corner. I didn't even know you was live. I just came live real quick. But
I
I'm
didn't
here,
know
baby. We here. Let's go. What we doing, baby?
know you were live.
Queen.
I'm sorry. I
I
wouldn't have
didn't know
known.
you was live. I didn't get the notification. Anyway, I love you. I'm right here. Right here, 10 toes down. Let's go. Who's in the building? What we doing? Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay, get y'all up behind over here and hit that like button. Because the queen is on the board. Let's go. What we doing, Lady Ro? I see you suited and booted and ready to go. Your girl right here suited and booted with you. Let's go.
Got
Let's
on my
go.
live clothes. Today, the title of this live is called They Don't Hate You, They Envy the Queen in You. They don't really hate you. They just dislike what you possess, the discipline that you have, the boundaries that you have, the grace under pressure that that you elude or that you exhibit. They really hate those things. They don't really hate you. So really, a lot of times in life, we have to really think about that. When people are going through life calling themselves hating on you, they're not really hating you. They hate the God in you, the way you move, the way you walk, the way you talk. They hate those things. But I'm primarily throwing this towards a queen. First, I started the live with. I want to go back to the top because I want everybody to understand. A queen can be anyone who chooses courage, wisdom, and self-respect, not just someone born into royalty. So any of us can be a queen. All of us can be a queen. But the issue is not everybody possesses those things that makes up a queen. Not everyone possesses the right to be a queen. Not everyone possesses the leadership that a queen has. Those are the things I'm saying. A queen is someone who knows her worth. She doesn't beg for a seat at the table. She takes a seat at the table because she knows her worth. A person who moves with purpose, not approval. One who stands firm, even when standing alone. A mind that rules fear instead of being ruled by fear. And when we talk about fear, fear is a broad spectrum of things. So I think that a lot of people have a little, oh, I'm scared. That's not what always fear is. The basis of fear is being scared. But there are so many other layers to the fear part. So again, that's what we're talking about, Butterfly. We're talking about a queen and what a queen's role is and who can be a queen. Blessed by God said, welcome, Gummy Bear. We welcome you. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button, Gummy Bear. You have been welcome into the doors. Please make sure that you get your notepad out so you can really, really keep good notes. This way, when you go live the next time, you can really share with the people what we talked about because I think this is a great subject. Keita B said, good evening, Lady Roy in chat. Hey, Keita B, thanks for joining. Live for Me said, hey, Butterfly, welcome. I didn't know Butterfly was live because y'all know I wouldn't hit this like that.
I didn't know you was live, but it's okay. But listen, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go handle something real
That's
quick.
fine. That's fine. I'll be right here.
Buttercups, y'all pray for me. I'll be right back though.
Praying, praying, praying. Um, Queen Script said that's why Bay is the queen. Her head is held high at all times. We know that to be a fact. Not Butterfly. Um, Beyonce rarely responds to bullcrap. She rarely responds to anybody who speaks negatively of her, people who speak negatively of her children. If she responds, normally it's through an attorney. She's just not out here responding. Hey, sad baby doll. Blessed by God was speaking to Butterfly. Hopefully she'll be right back. Side note, you're not supposed to hate someone or something you can't have. That is true. That is true living for me. But with that being said, a lot of people don't know to how to put those feelings in play. You know what I'm saying? Whereas it comes off as envy or hate, but they don't know exactly how to control those emotions. And I think that is something that is a part where psychologically you would need probably some therapy. Be honest with you. I just think that people just don't know how to conduct themselves a lot of times, right? Also, hate is a strong word. I agree, said baby doll. I believe hate is a strong word. Hence the reason why I use envy. Did not use the word hate. I use the word envy because I think a lot of times it's not hate. I think a lot of times people envy what you possess. They envy what's in you. They envy the God in you. They envy the light in you. They envy the fact that maybe you're able to go and they're not able to go. There's so many reasons as to why people envy others. You say envy is based in fear and low esteem in a certain area. Exactly. Is it Miss Majaya? Medea? We're gonna say Majaya. Thanks for actually speaking in. I mean, uh, bringing in those words because that is true. So that's why I said when we talk about fear, fear is a very large spectrum of things, right? Envy is based in fear, right? So that therefore you have a fear, but it's not like, oh, I'm scared. Your fear is normally comes off as hate, but a lot of times it is envy. I'm actually gonna go. My phone is ringing. Child, leave me a voicemail. I don't know who these people is. When you are a pick me, you follow. Wait a minute. When you are a pick me, you play follow the leader when you should be the leader. If you possess the qualities to lead, again, everybody do not possess the qualities to be the queen. I'm just giving you what the queen's qualities are. And if you think about people who want to be leaders, a lot of times they don't possess those qualities. Honest to God. Um, Sometimes your spirit doesn't connect. That's true. Sometimes your spirit does not connect, but that has nothing to do with you being envious of another person. Because a lot of times when your spirit doesn't connect, because I have people my spirit don't connect with, and you know what I do? I move away from them. But when your spirit doesn't connect and you begin to taunt that person, aggravate that person becomes someone that you decide that you're going to pick on. That's a whole different level of envy, right? Again, we're going to talk about envy and what the meaning of envy is. Queen Script says, I'm a better advisor being in the front and the final word has too many restrictions. So she's better at giving advice, right? So again, if you look at a chessboard, there are so many pieces of on the chessboard. You have the queen, the king, the bishop, the pawns, the rook, trying to think, I don't remember all the names off the top of my head, but there's so many pieces to a chess set. All right. So when you play chess, the strategic moves of the chess game are based on each person's role. The queen, in all actuality, is able to move horizontally, diagonally, and vertically. She's able to pretty much go anywhere she wants to on the board. And the queen holds the power on the board. Isn't that ironic? What the queen's role in chess. And I last night when I was kind of going over this, researching, reading the Bible, and trying to just get my wording together because I did want to come out here unprepared and just be out here talking. But I really believe that there's a psychology behind the reason why people are so envious of other people. And because I am primarily in the black uh diaspora, I will say that it's primarily blacks that I see doing this. Other black women are always talking down to other black women, other black men talking down to other black men, or black men talking down to black women, vice versa, black women talking down. It's That's what I see. I don't see any other, I don't see the other because this is the actual diaspora that I'm in. You say half of them are jesters. That's true. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. The leaders change, but the background folks can stay steady if you're a good backup. That's true. If your queen is strong, if your queen is a strong person who rules by discipline, by boundaries, by having that grace under pressure, the people behind her are going to be strong as well because she's strong. But you have to be able to allow yourself to be led by a queen. I heard a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't need nobody to lead me. I do what I want to do." But everybody has to answer to somebody. Believe it or not, they do. My next question was, why is the queen envy? A queen is envy because she represents what others fear they don't have or don't believe they can become. So a lot of times the envy that you see in others is not because they hate you, but it's because they fear that they don't have those qualities, or they won't be able to obtain those qualities, or they won't be able to possess those qualities. Even if they tried, they still would not become that person. Here's why the envy follows her. She doesn't chase approval. That's one that unsettles people who survive on validation. So if you don't chase for someone to approve you, child, you upsetting everybody around you. Everybody's upset because I don't need your approval, right? I don't care what you think. I'm still gonna be me. I'm still gonna have this. I'm still gonna do this. You can get on train, you can jump over the ship. That's pretty much what the reason why envy follows the queen. She owns her own power quietly, confidence, without noise. She intimidates people. So the queen really has to do nothing but just appear, and people will start feeling like, oh my God, they're intimidated. Oh my God, here she comes. She thinks she all that. The queen ain't even open her mouth. She ain't said a word, but her presence illuminates something that makes other people envious. Right. Um, she sets boundaries. People who benefit from access resent limits. People who benefit from you, and this is we can talk about this in our everyday life. People who benefit from you, they resent you putting up a boundary. Girl, you better not put up no boundary because I'm coming. Let's talk about our kids for a moment. I need to, mama, I need to borrow $10. I'm just throwing something out there hypothetically. I need to borrow $20. Can you let me have some money for the rent or whatever they need to pay? Right? But put up a boundary and see how that child acts, especially if they used to getting from you. They hate boundaries. People who benefit from access, they resent limits. They resent you putting a stop to whatever they're doing, right? Um, let's see. Said maybe though I said awesome analogy, Lady Rowe. That's why I always say don't pretend, be what you don't intend to be. You better preach. Okay. Girl, I ain't trying to preach. I'm just talking. I'm just talking. So again, people who get access from you, they resent you saying, this is enough. I'm not doing this anymore. Girl, you're gonna have to get on. You're going to either come in here and sit down, listen to the rules, or move on. I guarantee you, when Queen Elizabeth was ruling the monarch, no one was in there telling her what to do. Of course, she listened to the parliament, but she was the queen, and they listened to her. Without her signature, they could do nothing. She rises without begging. She gets up in the morning, hey, let me get this jacket on, get on where I got to go. It exposes excuses in others because of her power. The very fact that I'm telling you something. Have you ever been around somebody and you come in, let's take your boss, for example. I come to work and I'm late, a couple of minutes late. I got to come up with, I was on the road and it was traffic. We got to come up with an excuse. Even if it's untrue, we have to come up with an excuse because of that power that illuminates from our boss. A lot of times that queen possesses that same power. If we mess up, if we misstep, if we don't do something that we feel like they want us to do, and a lot of times women and men that we I'm not gonna say that we worship, but that we honor in those ways, they don't really care about those little minor things. We care about them. They don't. She's unbothered by comparison. She don't give a care if you compare her to the lady next door, right? And that's threatening in a comparison driven world. So the very fact that someone wants to compare you to, I'm gonna throw something out there. Someone asked me online the other day if I was jealous of somebody's hair and they wear a weave, right? A weave, I don't know, but it'd be matted up on one side. Anywho, that ain't my problem. That ain't my business. I have braids in my hair, but primarily I wear my hair down or I wear my own hair braided up or whatever. But I have braids in today. No, if you see me in braids, that means I'm getting ready to go on a trip. I just came back. Braids need to come down and then go get my hair done by my beautician. Anywho, that's neither here nor there. But that don't bother me, girl. You can say whatever you want to say. I don't compare myself to nobody but Lady Rowe. Lady Rowe has no comparison other than her mother. Let me tell you something. When you've been raised by a woman who sets the bar for you, you need to do X, Y, and Z. My mother had expectations for my life, for my sisters, by all of my sisters. She had expectations, and my brothers too, for our lives, right? And guess what? No one wanted to let our queen down because that was our mother. Our matriarch we could just use her as an example of a queen. our matriarch. No one wanted to let her down. And because of that, she raised young women who we don't care who you compare us to, girl. You think that bothers me? You crazy. Because I know who I am and whose I am, which is what most queens do. They're unbothered by comparisons. They do not care about you comparing them to anybody, right? That's it. And a lot of people, again, they hate that because we live in a comparison driven world, period. A queen isn't loud, she's consistent. She's consistent. She stays consistent. She doesn't get loud. She isn't cruel. She's clear. She's precise. She gets right to the point. And a lot of people tell me a lot of times, oh my God, you're so rude. I'm not rude. I'm very direct. I'm very direct. When I get through talking to you, you know what I've said. There's nothing else. Baby, if your feelings got hurt, I will come back and apologize if I feel like I've hurt your feelings. But I'm a very direct person. And they think it's the sign that I am. And if I come off and I offend somebody, trust me, I never say anything to be offensive. But sometimes Sagittarius, we're just blunt people and we just throw it out there and we pray to God that it lands and not hurt anybody feeling, but we mean what we say. That's it. That's all. And clarity makes insecure people uncomfortable, right? Me being clear on what I'm saying to you or what I need you to do or what I want you to do, it drives people crazy because it makes you uncomfortable. And a lot of times for us to grow in life, we have to have some uncomfort. We have to be uncomfortable. We do. We do. I had to be uncomfortable. A lot of things that my mom used to tell me as a child growing up because she was preparing me for adulthood, to be the queen, to lead. I was telling my older sister earlier this week, we're talking about Christmas. Our mother, we had traditions. Our mother's gone. She's been gone a little over a year. We have to start our own traditions, whatever that looks like. Whatever that looks like. We can keep up with mama's traditions, but guess what? We have to start our own, whatever that looks like. Whether it's we get together as our own with our own individual families and gather together later on in the day, that's one thing. But we all have to start our own traditions, become our own matriarchs in our own families. That's it. That's all. Um, Envy isn't about her crown. That's one thing we have to understand. Being envious of a queen is not always about her crown. It's about the courage it took her to wear that crown. And that's what a lot of people are envious about. Is because you don't know what that queen has endured to be able to carry a crown, right? I've always heard the old adage, heavy is the head that wears the crown, but you don't know what it took to wear the crown. You don't know what that person's been through. You envy, a lot of us envy what we see, but we don't know what that person went through to get to the point they are in life. We don't know what your boss, for example, they may be at the top of the food chain at the job, but we don't know what they had to do, what ladders they had to climb or what they had to tear down to get to those places in life. Welcome back, Butterfly. You got something to say?
Babe, I'm like you're on point already, Lady Ro. You know, allegedly, rumor has it, word on the curve. You're the smartest one out of all of us, so I'm gonna let you cook, Queen.
Again, we don't care. All of us are queens. Everybody in this sector, you could be a queen if you want to be a queen, but if you exhibit lead following qualities and you only follow, you will be the pawn. You will be the rook. You will not be the queen. Never, if you only follow. What is the role of the queen? The role of the queen isn't to dominate, it's to govern with wisdom, to protect with strength, and to lead with integrity. Let me tell you something. If you understand what wisdom is, right? As you grow in age, you should be getting wiser and wiser and wiser. My mom used to say this little saying. I know I refer to my mom a lot because my mom was my teacher. She taught me, even though I went to school and private school, I had teachers, whatever, whatever. My mom, she did not miss teaching us at home. She taught us at home. But one of the things she would always say that a baby that never grows has an issue. That baby needs to be at the doctor because there's an issue. When you drink milk, you should be graduated from milk to solid food, from or to puree food, and from puree food over to mechanical soft food, and from mechanical soft food over to a regular full diet where you're eating chicken off a bone and able to process and pull off the catfish and eat bread all alone without having someone to do those things for you. So That is what happens as we grow. We get wisdom. The things that I did in my teens, in my 20s, in my 30s, I don't do at this age right now. I don't. I don't even possess that person. I'm not even that person because see, the old Lady Rowe would have done some stuff and probably got a pay shut down. I'm being very honest. But the mature Lady Rowe is not gonna play out in the trash. Now I'm petty. I ain't gonna go past the fact that I'm petty. I'm a petty individual. Lord, please take the pettiness away. But until He take the pettiness away, I'm gonna remain petty. Petty is my favorite color. Being petty. Let's see what it says. Here's what the role looks like clearly and powerfully. She leads by example. Her character sets the standard. She protects what's entrusted to her people, her purpose, and her peace. I'm going to say that again. The queen protects what is entrusted to her people, her purpose, and her peace. Butterfly is a queen because she protects. She is a protector, number one. If you ever hear her getting upset about something that she believes so passionately, it's because she is a protector naturally. She just is. And she protects the people that are entrusted to her. She protects her purpose. She knows what her purpose is in life, and she protects her peace. She makes decisions, not excuses. That is me. I'm baby. When people call me on the phone, especially my kids, they be like, la, 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 la. I be like, okay, that's enough of that. What are we gonna do about it? Stop bringing me problems without bringing me some solutions. And that is something I tell my kids all the time. My son, oh my God, that is our daily conversation. What are we gonna do to rectify that situation? And you know what? He'll hang up. 20 minutes, he'll call me with something's already figured out. You don't need mama. I tell them all the time, you don't really need mama. You believe it or not, I believe you can do it. I trust that you can do it. Let's see. She makes decisions, not excuses, even when they're hard. She brings order, not chaos. And stability is her signature. I'm gonna say it again. She brings order, not chaos. And stability is her signature. Everybody needs some stable lifestyle. Everybody, no one wants to be moving all around in life. We want to all be moving forward in a good way, not in a bad way. She uplifts, she doesn't compete, she creates space for others to rise. Butterfly, oh my gosh, she's a perfect example of that. She is always uplifting others, letting them come to her channel. She's always, yeah, Buttercups, put this in the chat. She's always trying to uplift others. We see that daily. And I'm just using her as an example because she's here. She carries a vision. She thinks beyond the moment. And that is what most queens do. They think beyond the moment, right? Let's see. Nettie says we all are queens since the beginning of time. It's the choices or decisions we made during our journey while glowing and growing up in God's word. That is so true, Nettie. That is so true. That is so true. A queen's role is service with authority. So not only is she exhibits servitude, she does it with authority because she also is a servant, just like everybody around her is serving. They're doing things of servitude. She does the same, but she exhibits authority with it. Power with responsibility, grace backed by strength. A crown isn't for show; it's for stewardship. Next, I think this will be. I may have two more. How does the queen assist her king? A queen assists her king by not shrinking herself, but by strengthening the throne. A lot of times those of us who have partners or in partnership with male, female, vice versa, same. If you stand by, not saying you have to disappear, but working together, you can strengthen your household. They mentioned strengthening the zone, but strengthen your household. Strengthen what that's something me and my husband have talked about over and over. We work together, baby. We can move the mountains, literally and figuratively. We can move the mountains. Here's how a true queen supports her king with power and purpose. She offers wisdom, not noise. She counsels rooted in truth, not her ego. And that's one thing as women we have got to learn to do. When we speak to our significant others, we've got to learn sometimes to remove the ego, right? And not be like, I told you so, but be that person, be like, this is what we should have done. And maybe we had did it this way. A lot of times I found with my own husband, if I make it his idea, that it works a whole lot smoother versus me sitting there like trying to take over. But if I make it like, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about this? Normally he complies to me like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. I should have thought of that sooner. Child, it's all your thoughts, baby. All your thoughts. She brings clarity, helping him see beyond emotions and impulses. Because most men are driven by impulses. They're driven by emotion. Even though we want to think that men are not emotional, men are emotional beings. They just are. They are very emotional. Everything they do is driven off emotions. Even sex is driven from a man off of emotions. She guards the atmosphere, peace in the home, fuel strength and leadership. And that is true. If you create a peaceful home, the atmosphere around you, oh my God, everybody knows everything just falls in order like it should. She stands loyal, not silent, speaking up when it matters most. She multiplies visions, turning ideas into legacies. She covers him in prayer and discernment, fighting battles he never sees. I'm gonna tell you so. A lot of times at night, my husband goes to bed quite early, and I'm normally up. I'll be laying in bed, but I may not be asleep. And a lot of times he'll have his back turned or whatever, even if he's facing me. Baby, I will put my hand on his back, his chest, whatever I could touch, maybe an arm, and I start praying over him because this man I'm depending on him to lead this house. I put a lot in his hands. And God, I need you to order his steps, whatever that looks like. Even when he's wrong, God, lead him right. And I think a lot of women do that, and we don't see that. That's why I say a lot of women are queens, and we don't even go to the point of being able to see their queendom because they're doing it silently. Hence, Queen Script, who said something earlier. Queen, but moving silently. Oh, I'm better at advising. Girl, you are a queen, and you move in your queendom. Moving forward. She covers him in prayer, fighting battles he never sees. She respects his role without losing her own partnership, not submission to dysfunction. So that is the biggest thing. When you respect your husband's role or your partner's role or your spouse's role or your whatever you are, when you respect their role, but you don't lose yourself in the process. Because I can remember there was a time I was like, I am going to lose myself. And I was thinking that way with my children as they begin to go into adulthood. I'm going to lose myself because I've been raising these kids all this time. Will me and my husband be able to get along after they leave? You know, what does that look like? And I learned that I want a partnership. I don't want to be submissive or feel like I need to be submissive to someone who's dysfunctional, right? But we can be partners in this thing called life together. And I think that is what is most important in our lives, is to be partners with our partner as we move forward in life, because nothing is crazier than submitting to someone who's giving you dysfunction. That's crazy. That's wild. How do you work or even be able to manipulate life in the middle of dysfunction? That could happen in your friend group as well. If your friend group is dysfunctional, I don't expect you to be anything but dysfunctional, right? Your friend group must be able to move as a partnership. My friends, we move as a partnership. And if they don't move as a partnership, guess what? I normally cut them off. That's just me.
Yep, we sure do. See, I'm still around.
Mm-hmm. I don't normally hang around people who I feel are conniving, misleading, or trying to manipulate someone or only call you when they need something. Girl, let me go on and move you out the way. If you could only find my number when you need something, let me go ahead and remove you from the friend circle because there's no need for you to be here. The queen does not compete with her king. She completes the assignment. When a queen stands secure, a king stands unstoppable. And that is a fact. When a woman is secure at home, girl, or a man is secure at home, life moves a whole lot easier. How does the queen raise her children? A queen raises her children to be sovereign in character, not entitled by title. We saw that on this past week on Married to Medicine, how Simone felt her son is entitled. And I'm actually going to get to my Married to Medicine review, not today, but hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to watch the whole episode and be able to give you guys my take on it. And here's how she does that. She teaches identity before achievement. They know who they are, not just what they do. So you teach your children to define themselves. Who are you? Are you a leader? Are you a follower? Um, what is your role in this life? I'm going to teach my children to know who you are, not what you're going to do in life, but who you are first. Because if I teach you who you are, no one is going to be able to shatter that. When someone gets on the horn and say, "Oh, you ugly in middle school," guess what? My baby already knows she ain't ugly, so that ain't gonna be something she gonna have to deal with. She may come up and say, "You won't believe what this boy said today, mama. Boy said I was ugly." But you are you ugly? Mom, you know I ain't ugly. That's how you want your children to be. And that's what a queen's role is to teach your children who they are, not just what they do. Not just what your role is in this life, but who you are. She models discipline and love together, structure with warmth, right? So even though I discipline you, I want you to know I love you. And I remember telling my kids, "Oh, this is gonna hurt me more." My mom used to say, "This hurt me more than it hurt you." Girl, I don't think so. That's what I used to say until I had children. And I realized I didn't, a lot of times I couldn't spank them. So we'd be sitting down talking, having these wild conversations about discipline. They did get spankings, don't get me wrong, but I wanted to give them discipline to be able to get things done, structure. My kids had probably too much structure. Um, my oldest two really fought. They still to this day. My youngest baby, I guess maybe I let I have a little too much freedom. I was getting tired, so the structure wasn't as tight. But my kids were in the bed at a certain time. They got up at a certain time. They ate dinner. We had doop, 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 like little soldiers. Showers, bed. But by 9:30, my house was quiet. That was my time. At 9:30, I would go in my living room. I may give me some bonbons out the refrigerator. I'm not really no bonbon either, but ice cream or something. And I sit on the couch and watch a little TV. By 10:30, I'm through watch TV and I'm going to bed. But that was an opportunity to teach them some discipline. This is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it. This is structure. So that when you become an adult, you will still have this structure. She raises thinkers, not followers. And oh my God, that is something that used to drive my kids wild. Wisdom over popularity. I had the expedition. I had 2002 expedition, then I had 2005 expedition. And I had leased one, and then I realized leases were not for me, and I bought the last one. And I remember we'd be in the car, and I'd be driving, and I would say, "We are what?" And I only got 3 kids, girl. And they would say, "Leaders and not followers." These are little kids. And I'd be driving around, "We are leaders and not followers." I wanted them to get that in their head. I wanted my babies to understand that. You don't follow nobody. Because if you follow somebody, they're going to lead you into a ditch. The blind can't lead the blind. And right now, you blind because you're just a kid. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him. That's the Bible in the book of Proverbs. But I wanted them to understand if you become the leader, then because if you have the knowledge and you know how to act and you know how to conduct yourself, then you should be the leader, not following someone who doesn't know how to act, who's breaking all the rules. That's not who you want to pattern someone after. Wisdom over popularity. And a lot of times these kids, they get to school and they get popular. My son, football star, quarterback, broke all these records. Everybody loved him. Child, he was my son, and I treated him just as such. They be all golting over him. I would tell little girls, "Baby, y'all go home. No, don't come up." I done ran little girls away from my house at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, knocking on his window. Yes, ma'am, have. Because those are the things that we have to protect our children from. She corrects privately and praises publicly. So true. And I've said that even on here, I would never disrespect my children on this live or on Facebook. If we talk, we're going to talk outside of social media or outside of other people's hearing because people just want to hear. "Girl, did you hear what she said to her son? I knew that boy wasn't no good. Did you hear what she said to her daughter?" Girl, she'll be pregnant before she turned 15. People will put curses on your kids based on their own envy, their own malice and strife. They'll try to get into the psyche and put it on your kids. Girl, send that curse back to the pit of hell from which it came. Do not allow that to fester in your spirit, and Lord knows, don't give it to your children. Do not give it to your children. And I put it says dignity is learned early. right? You carry yourself with respect. My mom, oh my God, she was so diligent about you crossing your legs at the ankle and you learning how a woman is supposed to act. You sit with your shoulders square. Don't you walk. Quit walking slouch. I can hear her now. Stop walking slouch. Don't drag your feet. I never understood. I was like, I'm not dragging my feet. I pick my feet up. But she heard something I didn't hear. So she said, pick your feet up when you're walking down that hallway. Stand up straight. Square your shoulders. I can hear my mama saying that now. And I thought, oh, this lady, she just doing too much. But she was trying to raise her daughter to have dignity and respect. That's what she was doing. It wasn't just me she did that. She did to all of her children. Quit walking slouchy. Walk straight up. Hold your head up high. Don't let nobody tell you nothing differently. I appreciate that raising because that raising is the reason why I was able to raise my children because of this lady who taught me how. Remember one time I was like, oh my God, you was so tough. She said, I ain't never been to the jail to get you ever. Me and your dad ever been down to the jail to get? No, ma'am. I think me and your dad did a good job there. You ain't never been arrested. You ain't been to the penitentiary. No, ma'am. She said, we ain't went down to the jail. We had 8. We told y'all prayer didn't deliver you, neither would us. And I'm gonna tell you, none of us went to jail because we were scared of our mom and dad. Because they said that they weren't coming to get us, baby. We was gonna be in there because they weren't coming. She teaches service, not superiority. Humility is strength. She teaches them that if you're humble, that actually shows more strength. And the thing is, people want to pick at the humble ones, right? Let's pick at them. You know how water picks on a rock after a while, it begins to wash away at it. But when your humility is strength, no matter how they peck at it, they can't break the surface, which is most important. She trains them to steward power, influence without arrogance. Being a steward is so important over everything. I ask God every morning when I wake up, God, make me a better steward today over my money than I was yesterday. Lord, make me a better steward over what you've given me than I was yesterday. I used to pray that over my children. Lord, make me a better steward over my children today than I was yesterday. Because that is what we are all of servitude, and God has made us stewards over the things that he's given to us: our money, our homes, our lives, our jobs, our children. She shows them faith in action, values lived, not lectured. And that was one thing I said the other day. I watched my mother live the life that she talked about. I watched this lady be saved. I watched this lady's prayer life. I can remember all my brothers and sisters, when we get together, we have this conversation. Walking into our parents' room, and my mom would be on her knees praying. Most of the time, my dad he'd leave and go to work before we even got out of bed. But mom would be on her. My mom was an entrepreneur. She owned her own business. So she'd be on the side of the bed praying before she would take us to school. We didn't touch our mom when she was praying. But we backed right on back out the door, like, hope she didn't hear me. Pull it closed real tight. Went on about our business. My mother was a prayer warrior. She was a prayer. She actually was when she passed away, she was the national prayer chaplain for our church, our national church, not our local, but our national church. And she was also a pastor at one point. So the things that she taught me was value, faith in action. That was her biggest thing. Be the light that you talk about. Don't just talk about it and do something different. Be the life that you talk about. That's the reason why I can get on here confidently say, I am who I say I am. I am who I say I am. If you can show me something I'm doing wrong, then show it to me, and I will correct that issue. But I am who I say I am. A queen understands this truth. The future throne is shaped in the nursery. You understand that your children, what they will become in life, is shaped from infanthood. That's when it begins to be shaped. That's when it begins to be shaped. She doesn't raise children to rule people. She raised them to rule themselves. That's the queen's role in raising her children. What does the cost of the crown mean to the queen? This is the last one. To a queen, the cost of the crown means sacrifice before applause, discipline before recognition, and responsibility before rewards. And I believe we all can understand those values. It means sometimes it's lonely at the top. Fewer crowds, but your vision can be a little bit more clear, right? There's not everybody here that's running their mouth. I'm gonna tell you this. Today, I was with a patient and he was just and I was trying to work, right? I'm trying to count some pills and I'm trying to actually get some dosages correct. And he and finally I stopped and I said, if you don't mind, can you just give me a moment? So I'm trying to calculate some things. And when I'm done, I will address everything you're asking me. I will address it because when it's quiet, your ability to see and hear becomes great. You ever heard someone, well, I'm sure we all done it, back it up and they cut the radio down? Because believe it or not, your ear and your eyes work simultaneously. I can hear and I'll be able to see as I back up a lot clearer if this radio is not on. I'll be able to hear if I bump into something. I'll be able to hear if I back into something or run over something. I'll be able to hear it. But if this radio is on, I won't be able to hear it. Lonely is lonely at the top, fewer crowds, clear vision. Remember that. Self-denial, choosing purpose over impulse. What is my purpose in life? What do I need to do to move forward in this? Yeah, I'm going to get to your comments. I'm just not ignoring you. I'm going to read your comments. I was just wanting to get this out. Because like I said, my little baby, he got to play in a few minutes and granny running late. Self-denial, choosing purpose over impulse, accountability. Every action carries weight. Every action, I told my children as growing up, for everything you do, there is some type of accountability that has to be done. Everything is either be good or it can be bad. You decide. I use the word repercussion. For everything that you do, there's something that's going to come back to you. Some people use a law of reciprocity, some use karma, whatever it is. But for everything that you do, there's something that's going to come back. Accountability. Every action carries a weight. Criticism without defense. Strength does not explain itself. It just doesn't. It just does not. You have to be able in your strength to be able to focus and explain what you're doing or be able to show what you're doing, right? Consistency. Consistency, showing up when quitting would be easier. Those are qualities of a queen. I know that this crown is important. So if I consistently show up, even though I feel like quitting, even though ain't nobody coming over here to my YouTube page, even though I ain't got but 1 or 2 people watching me, but if I stay consistent, I may be able to gain something from it. Because believe it or not, I tell my daughter told me this some years ago, and I really have to sit down and really let it sink in. But diplomas and degrees are not gotten through races or gotten through marathons. People who stay consistent, stay the course, they get it, right? Letting go of people, habits, and comforts that can't go where she's going. So wherever that queen is going, she has to learn that there are some people that can't go. There's some habits I can't take with me, whatever that may look like. There are some comforts that I won't be able to enjoy until I get to where I'm going. That is part of what it means to be a queen and what that the cost of that crown. The crown is heavy because it's earned, not decorative. It costs comfort, it costs convenience, it costs shortcuts. But what it gives her is greater, a greater legacy, greater authority, a greater peace, and a greater impact. A queen understands this truth. If it didn't cost her anything, it would not be worth wearing. You guys, that has been on my mind for the last, I would say, few weeks or so about talking about what a queen's job really, really is. What is the role that they play? Um, I'm I'm not going to go into the chess pieces I have behind me, the queen. We're going to talk about that later. We're going to keep this story going. I think this is a series that I really want to expand on because I think as women we
Just
need.
about to say, I think you should make it a series.
I think
Mm-hmm.
women need to pour into each other, right? I can pour into you and you could pour into me. Whereas together, maybe we could fill each other's cups and we could grow together. Um, I think a lot of times we think about things in a selfish way, but as women, it's okay to adjust my crown. And I hope it's okay for me to adjust your crown sometimes because we all don't have it all together at all the times. Let's go through this and then I'm going to get some words from Butterfly and we're going to move forward. We at? I think we read that one. We read this one. Let's see, woo child. You better say that. Don't pretend to be what you don't intend to be. You know what Queen Satin baby doll? I mean, satin. Now I made you the queen, girl. Satin baby
Okay,
doll.
I like that. I like
Queen
that.
Satin baby doll. That is so true. Don't pretend to be what you don't intend to be. Don't pretend to be a queen if you're out here acting like a peasant, or you're out here acting like the court jester. You got to be who you are. Walk in your purpose. You got to know what your purpose is. You got to know what it is. It feels good to have boundaries, especially with your children. It does, Queen Script. And as a queen, it's okay to set those boundaries. And it's okay to be like, these are my boundaries. Either you're going to listen to them or you're going to walk away. But these are my boundaries. You said we rose. Um, Say it with us, unbothered. Definitely. Definitely. That's it. Unbothered. That's right. Yes, it's so important to have solutions. It is so important to have solutions. It is wild to just be exhibiting the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over without having a solution, right? Quit bringing problems to the table without a solution because you're just being redundant. You're never going to go past this issue that you complain and crying about. Let's move forward at all times. Um, we all are queens since the beginning of time. It's the choices and decisions we made during our journey while glowing and growing up in God's word. Exactly. I think we talked about that, Nitty. Yep, that's right. Oh my God. I have to admit that dragging was so much fun until God stopped. Guilty, but back on my throne. Exactly. Exactly. We have to know what our role is in life. And being someone that's out, I'm tell you something. I'm pettier than the most, but get down in the dirt and playing dirty with you, I'm not. I talk about it among my friends, but then I'm gonna move forward. Going over and over the same crap. It's stupid. It's old. When you have nothing to talk about, just shut it down. You don't have nothing to talk about. Yes, I can't stand those one-sided relationships, and we have to move past those. It's okay to shut them off. Let me shut this off. This does not serve me. You know, I had to have a long talk with one of my friends about this a while back. This is not self-serving. What you're doing to me is almost like abuse. And she was like, what do you mean? It's almost like abuse, girl. You heard me. I'm not stuttering. It's almost like abuse. You just only call me when you need something. I don't do that to you. I call you and just be like, hey, girl, what's up? What you doing right now? You know, those are the conversations we have. Lady Road, this is so refreshing. Queens encouraging queens. We all need a lift from time to time. So true. So true. Yes, ma'am. My son had a bad time even during summer break. Mine did too. Mine did too, Pretty Riri Speaks. Baby, get in the bed. Tired listening to this. That's me, AD said, right, blessed by God, girl. Yes. PK kid. Okay, Nettie PK. I'm a PK kid too. Mine made me walk with a book on my head. Posture matters. Maybe it was girl. I ain't gonna even say that, but child, my mom used to be like, "Whoa, whoa girl, that hurt." But she wanted to make sure I knew how to act as a lady. You cross your legs at the ankle. You eat like this. My mama even taught me how to do a proper place setting. She taught me that because my older siblings, mama sent them to some little prep school or where they learn how to do table settings and all that stuff. And the girls, my older three sisters, they all got that. Me and my sister is 6 years older than I am. Our mother taught us that. She taught us how to set a formal table. She did with the salad fork, the regular fork, the spoon. She taught us how to do it all, and I appreciate that for my mom. I appreciate that. My mom always said, hold your head up. It's required. It is required. My mama said the same thing. Quit walking with your head down. Are you okay? My dad used to say that about me and my brothers. I've never been to jailhouse. I've never been to the jailhouse to get you. That was my mama's word. Me and your dad ain't never been to a jailhouse. I think we did a pretty good job. Suck in your stomach to keep your back straight. Yes, girl. Yes, yes. Yes, Lord. Sounds like my mother, grandmother. Pick your feet up. Sit up straight. Baby, glad they taught us early. God rest their souls. You know what? Blessed by
No
God.
elbows on the table,
Oh my
girl.
God, yes.
Listen.
I used to say, how I'm gonna eat. She would. I would be happy. I can remember sitting at the table one time, probably several times, and I was eating. I had my elbow. My mom would just walk up and knock my elbow off the table. Girl, food everywhere. She didn't care. She cares because she was raising. She was raising queens. She was raising ladies. She wasn't raising people that she just get out here and do anything. She wasn't doing that. Yes, my beautiful grandmothers. Yes, God rest them. Y'all don't know me like that, but I just wanted to drive by and say I'm loving the positivity, especially when the world is so angry and crazy right now. It's needed. Thank you, innocent instigator. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, and I just felt like we just needed to talk about we because I saw like again, I saw some things, people hating on the queen, hating on the queen. You too could be a queen. But you have to exhibit those attributes. You just can't be out here acting a plum fool and thinking that people gonna think you're not no queen. You're a peasant. You're a peasant. You just a peasant. That's all I got to say about that. My grandmother was to every day at 12 noon. Don't interrupt that prayer. See, that was my mom. When she got out the bed, my mom's feet hit the floor. And I've asked God since my mom's been gone to give me that type of prayer life. I really have. I want to have the we used to say as kid, girl, God don't tell my mama no. Go over there and ask mama to pray for you, girl, because God don't tell her no. Because baby, she when I say we're going to prayer, she would go into prayer. I have videos of my mom praying that I hold sometimes at night. I cut it on, put my little AirPod in, and I listen to my mama pray. It gives me strength. It gives me strength, especially since she's only been gone a year and a half. It gives me a lot of strength because I miss my mom every single day. I'm not gonna cry, baby. We move forward. I'm not gonna cry. That's why we pray. Exactly. Bingo. Excellent topic and reminder. I was taught when you're talking to someone, look them through. Me too, Sam baby doll, and I still do that. I still people tell me all the time, girl, you be looking me dead in my eye. And people say I have a resting mean face. I don't intend to have one. I'm just very serious, right? Unless I'm joking. But then even at that, people don't know when I'm joking because my face is always pretty much like this. Butterfly, jump in here and talk to us.
Beautiful. I just love it. I just, you just, shit, you said it all. I'm actually loving it, and it's actually refreshing. Because some reminders that I needed in there, some things you reminded me of too from my childhood, you know.
Mhm.
Um, and I just love hearing you talk. And I love this, and I do hope that you make this a series. As you know, this is one of my more trying times in life that I've had in a long time.
Yeah.
So I just I didn't know what to expect, but
Mhm.
at the same time, I always tell you I'm just grateful that you're a part of my tribe and that I met you and that you're a part of my life because I learned so much from you.
Same
And I
here.
appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. And I love the way you carry yourself.
Same.
Um and I'm just so excited that you started your channel.
Thank you. Thank you
Like,
for the encouragement to get that going, Butterfly. I'm gonna tell you
yeah,
this. There's a
yeah.
song that the Clark sisters sing that says, "Though we are tried like silver in the fire, we come out as pure gold." In fact, let me get the lyrics, because I want you to really hear those words tonight. Because you know what, this is a season. It's not just you. Um, it's not just you going through. People are going through all over the world. Um, and it's hard to even my friends losing of loved ones. I went to a funeral on yesterday of a friend's father, and it's hard. It's hard on us. I watch. In fact, I think I told the Mod Squad sisters this: you never seen a man cry till you see a man die. There, these three men. Men only had three sons, and watching them eulogize their dad was one of the toughest things I've ever had to watch. Watching these men, grown men in their 50s, 40s, late 40s, early 50s, talk about their dad was, and then crying about how they're going to miss their father. Air Force veteran who loved his children, but they said he was strong, he was tough, he didn't play with them. The words of this song says, "Though we are tried like silver in the fire, we come out as pure gold. We must be refined, and then we need to shine. We come out as pure gold. There is a purpose to all fulfillingness. There is significance to every experience. From each trial, we learn all foundation becomes firm. The second verse says, we are dusted and melted like brass, tin, and iron. We become like a stone. We're carved, scraped, and shapen like rocks, wood, and metal. We become like a stone. The rock of salvation, a sure foundation, steadfast, unmovable, strong as Mount Zion. Here is for the Master's plan because we know all things work together. The rest of the scripture says, all things work together for the good of them who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. If you stay in his purpose, you know and you have the assurance that those trials and those tribulations are only tests to make you strong. Trust me. A lot of times I go through stuff and I don't share with nobody. I just endure it. I just endure it. And the only person I talk to is God. That's another spot where my mama kind of fit in. Because I could sit down on the couch and I'll be like, Mama, so and so and so and so. Just between she and I. That's why I always tell people my mom was like my best friend. Even though I have a best friend. I could share stuff with my mama and she could give me the best advice. Literally, even with about my children. She could give me the best advice. But if like you be strong, hold your head up high. And don't take down. Don't take down no matter what obstacle come, baby. Guess what? You're gonna have to learn to fight those obstacles. When it's time to lay down and depression hit, you're gonna have to fight through depression. And you know how I know that? Because I fought through depression. There was a time in my life, my son was growing up. I said growing up, he was going off to college. And I literally got depressed. I don't know how, because I had two other kids at home, but I got depressed. So much so I took to the bed. I go to work, I come home. I normally stop at the store, grab them some my daughters something to eat. I buy them some dinner. I wouldn't even cook. And I go take a shower and I go get in the bed. My daughter be like, "Oh, Mom, you stay in the bed all the time." My husband went to health food stores trying to find me stuff to help me. I During this depression, I stopped eating. Stopped eating for 6 weeks. When I say stop eating, I didn't eat nothing. I drank water. I could drink water. I had a taste for water, orange juice, but I couldn't. I would put food up to my lips to eat and couldn't chew it. I don't know what kind of depression this was. I went to my doctor. She gave me some medicine. And one day, the medicine wasn't working, so I stopped taking it. I turned to the wall and I said, God, whatever this is, take it from me. Whatever this is, God, remove this cup. Whatever this burden is that I'm bearing, God, lift it. I don't know when it came back, but I woke up one morning, had taste for some bacon, and I sat down and ate me some bacon, some toast, and some eggs. If you trust God, he'll move just like that, suddenly, instantly. I've been sitting over there trying everybody but the master. I've been talking to everybody but God. It wasn't menopause because I wasn't but about 25, 30. I don't know. I wasn't nowhere near menopause. Hadn't had nothing, none of that. This wasn't menopause. This was severe depression. It was definitely depression. But when I tell you God took it away, he took it away. So butterfly, be encouraged. Don't you let nobody discourage you because that's what the devil wants to do. The devil's job is to kill, to steal, and to destroy. Those are the three jobs that he has: kill, to steal, and to destroy. He wants to steal your peace. He wants to destroy your life and get rid of you. That's what the devil wants. You got to fight that. You got to fight that. A lot of times when I talk to you and you tell me, oh, depression's creeping up, and I don't say nothing, it's because I understand both sides of it. I understand that what you're fighting. I really understand what you're fighting. And a lot of people who hadn't been through depression, really severe depression, don't understand. But when you've been through severe depression, you understand.
Right. And I think that's what I really appreciate about y'all, Lady Road, because like that severe I kind of went through, and that's kind of it plays a part into where I'm at now. So even now, like I feel like I'm doing way better because like girl.
You are. You are.
You know what I'm saying?
Push
So
through.
it's like, yeah. And you know, and it just I think today it's just one of them days because I really am thankful like I said, like that story you shared about the young man, that was moved 2 weeks ago. And I look stuff like that, be like, thank you, God. Because
Right.
that was just me 2 weeks prior, where that was gonna be my son. That could have been my son.
Could have been
You see what
anybody.
I'm saying? So
But
like,
it hit home. It
yo,
hit home for you.
when
Right.
I tell you it hit home, and I was just like, oh my God. Like, so this, and that's the crazy thing, Lady Ro. That's why I said listening to you, it just, oh, it filled my spirit because, like I said, like my grandmother was my best friend. I
Mm-hmm.
miss her. And I know I talk about her a lot because she did. She taught me a lot. I love my mother. My mom taught me a lot too. But my grandmother was like my best friend, and I don't know. She spoke the language I understood. Even though my mother, I think sometimes my mother was probably teaching me the same things, but she sounded foreign to me. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But when it came to my grandmother, it was like, boop, it clicked. There's like even something, this is how my grandmother used to always start and always finish. I know you're not listening to me, but I'm going to tell you anyway, right? And the crazy thing is, I was soaking it all in
Mm-hmm.
all in because I lost my grandmother in my early 20s,
Mm.
and that's like when a lot of stuff that I wish she was here for. You know what I'm saying? But I made it through. I made it through.
And
Like
that's
I really feel like I made it through. Like even that, like I said, even now with my new platform and just finding y'all and everybody in my new tribe and even my like, and that's why I'm just like, please God, let me just get through this right here so I can
mm-hmm.
get back to the grind. Cause I feel like, the glowing and growing, because I feel like I grew so much and I'm glowing now. Thanks to y'all, my beautiful glow worms, my beautiful butterflies. Like I'm glowing. So I'm ready to like glow, get it. Now I'm ready
Come
to
on
get
now.
it. You know what I'm saying? Like you get
Oh,
it. Like get it.
right.
And
Go get
I know I'm not at my final destination. So it's like, even though here's the crazy thing, right? Even though sometimes I want to sit on the pity pot, you like my spirit be like, girl, get the hell up out of here.
right. Right. Yeah, there.
Get out of here. Ain't no pity pot. There ain't no pity pot. What you talking about? What are you your butterfly? What are you
What are
talking
you
about?
talking about?
What are you, girl? Hey, you don't get out my face.
And why do you want to
I
be
got
down
your
here
pity pot
wallowing in
all
this
right.
mess? Right.
Okay. Listen,
But you
it don't
know,
be playing with me. It don't
right.
be playing with me. And that's why I just like, that's why I said that's why I love my sister tribe. I love being around women like you because even sometimes even when I even want to try to forget or act like I'm forgetting, y'all be like, girl, get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, you don't cut the if you don't cut the but I
Hello out
love
here.
it, Lady Ro. And I
Hey,
really pray that you do make this a series.
I want to.
We
I want.
got 39 in the building. I hope we got 39 likes. Y'all, please, 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 please.
Where you
If
see
y'all do
39,
nothing
I see
else.
21. You see 39? I see 20.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm saying things. But y'all hit that 21, 39. Even if you just flying through, hit that free 99 like button,
Hit it,
okay?
hit it, hit
Please, y'all. It helps my boo in the algorithm. If you're not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. Listen, Lady Ro is bringing the ill content.
it.
And I'm so proud of you, Lady Ro. Like, I just be sitting up here like, girl, you don't even need me. You a one woman show, baby. You be getting to it, okay? What am I here for? Okay. I just be an ornament, okay? You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate
But if
that.
you need to take your break, I'll be your intermission. But
But you
baby,
know
you
what?
don't need
You bring a lot.
me.
You bring a lot to the conversation because you're actually
Yeah.
you're versatile on a lot of things. So I love when you come in and stop by to even talk. Inez Martin, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that. I appreciate you
Hey,
coming through the space.
Inez, make sure you hit that subscribe button, girl. You're gonna love Lady Ro.
Please
Listen, okay.
subscribe and like
Sidebar, I
dismiss
digress real quick.
like
I sidebar real quick. Girl, we
okay.
gotta get back into this peach. I want to talk. Listen, when you gonna do your next peaches update? Because
Yeah,
we need to get into peaches and Yanti. Because I got some feelings about this situation, baby. I want
I
to let
really,
loose.
I really want
You
to
gonna
do
do
it
it?
tonight, but girl, I'm supposed
Okay.
to do my grandson's
No,
graduation. He started
okay,
21.
okay, okay. All right.
But
Okay, so
I may not make it. I may not because I got a
no,
little.
no, no, let's not do it
I don't
tonight.
know.
But let's because we're gonna do an after party after this. We're gonna go back over this.
Okay, let's do that.
So
But I
we
do,
just gonna,
I
you know what I'm
do
saying?
tomorrow. I want to do
Yeah.
Marriage to Medicines live. I really want to discuss Simone, her anger, Um, I do definitely want to discuss Simone. And I want to discuss. I didn't watch Love and Marriage Transville because I was actually at a Christmas party.
No, there's a Christmas party too, so
Mm,
we
yeah.
can watch the replay for that. It was really good, but oh
Okay.
yeah, we really gotta get into that too, Lord.
I want to do. I want to do
Oh,
Married
we
to
gotta get
Medicine.
into that.
I want to do Married to Medicine tomorrow, and then do um Love and Marriage Huntsville. But I want to throw Yunti and Peaches. So you know what I may do for Married to Medicine, I may do a pre-recorded. I'll decide tonight.
Okay.
Blessed by God, 169 says,
Yeah.
I pray to God for the strength to endure. I usually don't share, but I ask you queens to pray for me as I embark on starting treatment again after not having treatment over a year. We're definitely going to be praying for you,
Oh,
my
my
God.
beautiful Dana. I
Yeah,
love you, baby. Definitely in our prayers.
in fact,
I'm
you
gonna
know
tell
what?
you.
Let's stop with
Yep.
emotion and let's pray right now.
Okay.
My mama, that's one thing she told me. She said, baby, if somebody asks you to pray for them, don't put it off. You pray right then. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for today, God. We thank you for this Tuesday, December the 16th, for allowing us to see another day that wasn't promised to us, God. Lord, we just thank you that we all have gathered on this live, Lord, woman to woman, queen to queen, God, to just embark on having a conversation that is so needed among our generation and among each other, God. Lord, during this time, God, this Christmas season, Lord, you see those who are hurting, those that are bereaved, those who are dealing with different illnesses in their body, God. Lord, you said that the stripes that were laid on your back were for the healing of the nation, God. And I am asking you by your stripes, if you would touch Dana, God, if you would just reach out your nail scarred hands, God, and just touch her body. Lord, you made her. You know all about her, God. And Lord, you told me I could put you at your word. I'm doing that tonight, putting you at your word, God. Lord, when the pain would come, God, I ask that you be a pain pill, God. Lord, when the aches and the treatment, when it starts, God, when all the side effects would come, God, I ask that you would be the antidote to reverse all the side effects. God, I ask that you would go before the doctors and before the treatment coordinators and before the nurses, God, and do the work. Do the work, God. Heal the body, Lord. Let there be nothing as great as they said it is, God. Lord, because I know that you are the great physician, Lord, and I trust you more than I do anything else. I trust you when I cannot trace you, God. I trust you because I'm that foolish to trust you, God. I trust you. I see the impossible. I believe the impossible. I see the invisible. I believe the invisible because you said that I could have what I ask. And God, I do. I'm asking you to heal her body, God, because she's your child. You made her. You made us. You said even our hairs are numbered, Lord. And if our hairs are numbered, then I know that our organs are also numbered, God. And I know that you know all about these organs and you can heal the body. In your name, I pray. I believe you, God. And I'm going to trust in you forever and ever and ever. Even when my time is gone, I'm going to still be trusting you and hoping that my children trust you, God. In your name, amen. We going to believe.
Amen. 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 We
Amen.
love you, Dana, babe. And you got this. You're gonna beat this. We manifesting it.
Yes, yes, yes. Most
We
definitely.
already claim it, Dana. You're
Yes.
gonna be with us a long time.
Right. Right. I have a friend recently that called me last week, y'all, and it actually I almost went to the bed in depression after the call. And he said, I know you're gonna be mad, but I wanted to tell you, I wanted to tell you myself. And I said, what is it? What is it? And he said, I have pancreatic cancer. And I was driving on my way home from work. And I didn't know what to say. So I just held the phone. And he said, you still there? And I said, I'm here. He said, you can cry if you want to cry. And I said, I'm gonna let you go so I can cry. And so when I hung up the phone, I didn't cry. I talked to God. A lot of times I don't even drive my radio on because that's me and God's time. And I talked to God. And I told God to go before the oncologists, before they pull out the results and say what is what. I want God to already do the work and have it already ready that He won't have to do much of nothing and it'll all be gone in the blink of an eye. All right, all right, all right. Living for me said my granddaughter's grandma is fighting as well. We are sending up prayers for her as well. Yeah, there are so many people going through this season. What I tell you, people are going through, they're going through this season. And the crazy part is people want to get on this app and act up. Stop acting up. For it be you. God does not respect a person. He don't care no more about me than he care about you. He don't care no more about you than he care about me. It's time for us to start getting our ducks in a row and acting like we got some good sense. And I'll be worried about people. Be worried about people. Oh, yes. Keep it anchored in God. Keep it anchored in God. Butterfly, you there?
I'm here, babe.
Okay. We're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna play this song really fast. Let me see if I can find a pure gold. We're gonna let the Walls group sing it for us. We may not get into all right. Y'all ready? Let's go. Add up a
Let's go. I love you. And thank you for joining us at Lady Rose House. Make sure y'all subscribe. Hit that $3.99 like button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure y'all share our girl out. I don't care what platform you got. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Make sure y'all tell them to get down here to Lady Rose House. All right?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, so listen, it's been a long time since and we couldn't.
Okay, no.
It's real. Yeah. So we're gonna do that. So the way we're gonna do that is we're gonna sing this oldie but goodie by the Clark sisters.
These are the Walls.
Our favorite group of like ever because they're just really great and really amazing.
They can sing without auto.
Yeah, they can sing without auto tune.
We can't do that.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
Just join in with us and clap your
No,
hands
it,
and rock.
if you know it if you sing it.
Yeah,
all
right,
of it.
here we go.
Yeah.
DJ, run that track.
DJ D-Rap. Sing that track.
Sing it good.
Though we are tried like silver in the fire, we come out as pure gold. We must be refined, and then we need to shine. We come out as pure gold. There is a process to our fulfillingness. There is significance to every experience. Sure foundation. Strong as Mount Zion. We know all things work together. We know all things work together.
know if you heard what they said. They say, though we're tried in the fire, we come out as pure gold. That's the test. And we come out as on the other side as pure gold. That was the Walls group from Houston, Texas. They originated in Houston, baby. These mom used to drive around filming them on I guess YouTube was where they started. Beautiful family. They are all brothers and sisters, and I believe it's 8 of them, but that's just the 4 that sing together. Beautiful group. That is our prayer. Lord, make us whole. Lord, make us whole. Though we're tried in the fire, we come through out as on when we come through on the other side, we're going to come through out as pure gold. And though we're tried, Lord, make us whole. Lord, make us whole. That is my prayer for you tonight. If no one told you today that they love you, I love you. And there ain't a thing you can do about it. We want to thank everybody for coming to the live tonight, including...
Welcome to the live Gummy Bear. Everyone give Gummy a round of applause.
We want to thank Gummy for coming in here. I'm sure you in here, Gummy. Make sure you took good notes. Live, you make sure you repeat this word for word, okay? I don't know if you meet the queen qualities. You might need to work on some things, okay?
And mean it.
Talk to the Lord. All right, y'all. If no one told you today they love you, I love you. Nothing you can do about it.
Love y'all. Thank you for joining us at Lady Rose House. Subscribe, like, share, tell a friend and tell a friend. Let's go, baby. Lady Rose gonna get me her 300.
That's right.
Let's go.
Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, tell somebody. We on our way, y'all. The numbers are every day. I look at the numbers and we get 1 or 2 a day. I appreciate that. I love the steady growing because the hours are keeping up with the growth. Y'all take care of yourselves. If you need prayer, y'all hit me up some type of way on here. I think I have, I have a Lady Row email, and I will put it somewhere on here, probably under my description. I think I could put it, and you guys can get a hold of me if you want to pray with me or want me to pray with you, and we can have a great night. Y'all take care. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.